Hey, I said I was going to sit down and run, but it looks like I'm going to do like 5 of these things in this sit-down session here. Let's see if I can finish my 18s. I got 5 of these things. 18B. When information becomes abstract, complicated, scientific, or too elaborate, it becomes unnatural to understand and leads to ignorance of the underlying truths. Ouch, that was a big one. Hey, Buddha Zhen, the Daily Taoist here, and we're working in my book, The Tao of Taoism, and this is number 18b. Lao Tzu supposedly wrote this. Let's see if we can understand it. I paraphrased it, and I thought I got a lot of words in here. When information becomes abstract, okay, like make America great, that's abstract. That means absolutely nothing. Complicated, how would you make something complicated? Oh, let's make it like MC squared. What? Scientific, I just did that, or, you know, like it was 300 years ago on this particular date, this time, this season, I mean, you know. Or too elaborate. See, I'm kind of like one step ahead here every way. But anyway, okay, like this and this and this and this. It becomes unnatural to understand. Okay, so when information becomes abstract, complicated, scientific, or too elaborate, it becomes unnatural to understand. And leads to ignorance of the underlying truths. Oh man, is that so true? See, that's the secret of our current political climate. The Republicans love this. They want the information to be abstract so that the underlying truths will support ignorance. In other words, they don't want you to know the truth. So, look at this. This is a little triumvirate of how to put this thing together. When information becomes complicated, scientific, abstract, too elaborate, it becomes unnatural to understand. And so you just kind of have to form an understanding. They tell you what the understanding is. That's the trick, is they tell you what to think. Here's this information that doesn't make sense. It means this. Oh, okay. Now, they have basically used your ignorance to make you think in a way that actually has no reality. That's cool. That's cool. That's the science of politics right there. Are your rules and ethics understandable and simple? Explain them. And I gave you 4 lines to do it. Are your rules and ethics understandable and simple? Remember, we were talking about that before. You have all these rules and ethics, so you should be kind of now a little more familiar with who you are and what you are. So, are they understandable to other people? Are they simple? Are they complicated? Okay, explain them. Either way. Okay, which of your rules and ethics are not so simple or understandable by others? Okay, so some of the things might be understandable to you, but how easy is it for other people to appreciate and understand them? Okay, like one of mine about writing music and poetry. People just can't grasp that. Look, what do you have to do that for? I don't have to do that. I never want to do that. You have to do that? That's ridiculous. They don't understand. It's okay. So some people, I've just had to live my life with the fact that most people aren't going to understand my ambitions, lifestyle, and what's important to me. And here I am, 66 years old, and I'm still, you know, kind of like fighting. Anyway, sorry. I just have to accept the fact that a lot of people are never going to understand me. What is your purpose in life if there is an afterlife? Ooh. Well, my purpose in life is to actually, this is kind of an interesting thing, is to end all wars. There never needs to be another war on this planet, ever. Wars are so ridiculous and stupid, it's amazing. It's amazing. There never needs to be a war, ever again. And if you think there is, then you're the problem. You don't need to have a war. Anything that a war can solve can be solved without the war. There's a way to do it without war. Okay, anyway, that's one of my purposes in life. And so one of my ways to do that is actually, if I can make people smarter and happier, I think that they'll be able to understand that. Right now, the way it is, people are greedy and mean and selfish and corrupt, you know, so they think war is a cool thing. Wow. I talk to people, they believe in war, they support war, they think war has to exist, war needs to exist. I mean, sheesh. So, yeah, I can't even talk people out of it right now. So that's my goal, is to kind of make people happier and smarter so that they can go, oh yeah, you're right, we don't have to have a war. Yeah, look, there's no reason to have a war. Simple as that. Okay, what is your purpose in life if there is no afterlife or soul? Well, same thing either way. I'm hoping that my legacy will be to make people happier and smarter and healthier. And healthier. Make people healthier. They'll live longer. So what is my purpose in life if there's not? I guess that's the same thing. Whether I have an afterlife or not, it's not going to affect what I'm leaving behind. So I'm willing to just leave it behind, and there we go. I'll go on to my next thing. Because I'm actually, if I am going to believe in an afterlife, I've got all kinds of religions. I'm a member of so many different religions, and I believe in all of them, one at a time. And seriously, I could spend one day in each religion, have a lot of fun. I could be a Catholic one day, and a Native American the next day, and a Taoist the next way, a day, and a Buddhist the next day, and a Confucianist the next day, and then start. I mean, I could just have fun each day, and each one I know anyway. But which afterlife would I prefer? Now that's an interesting question that I didn't have this answer to when I wrote this book 30 years ago, and. I've studied a lot more religions and books, and I know a little bit more about the afterlife, and that's why I'm not sure I'm coming back. I may want to mess around. If there is an afterlife, there's a chance I can actually control my spirit, and I'm not sure why. And well, actually, I might be. Only my friend who passed away last week gave me a clue as to how I can control myself in the afterlife. And in his case, we were just starting to talk about it, and he was kind of perturbed, but he was helping me with my 5 soul concept. He had a woman in the first position, so he wasn't real happy about that. But he couldn't disavow it. He was not real happy about that. But still, if he would have just hung in there, he could have really accepted it, dealt with it better. But we hadn't quite gotten to that. And that's what I was trying to do, is help people use what they have to their best ability. And let's see, I got on that for some reason. What afterlife would I and I was kind of starting to think that maybe the reason I can control myself in the afterlife is because if I did get a vision of his of his final moment in the spirit separation between us and them, I tried to reach him or say hello after I found out hours after. So I don't know. Anyway, in my own mind or my imagination, I had a very bizarre image of him leaving our reality, which gave me some clues as to how to control leaving this reality if there's a spiritual world. And I saw something I'd never seen before when I saw this. So like I said, could have been my imagination, but it's something I've never seen before, and I've imagined it since, and it's still I'm still trying to grasp it or understand that image that I saw. But it made me consider the possibility that it's your merging. Remember I talked about those 5 souls? If you can get those souls to connect better, then you have more control in the afterlife. But if they all just split apart, you don't have as much control, and you're just drawn off into those directions in the afterlife. So that's kind of one of the things I'm studying now is can I control the afterlife by keeping my souls together, or at least 2 or 3 of them, or something like that? Does that give me more power in the afterlife as opposed to being just one worker soul or a woman soul? If I'm a woman worker warrior soul, or a musician manager warrior, does that give me more power in the afterlife if I can fuse those spirits together? That's what I'm working on. Sorry if I freaked you out, but anyway, I got to start plugging that book because I'm going to release it in the next year or 2, and so I'd like to get a little buzz going because it's obviously going to freak people out whether it's true or not, because it's a different way to look at things, but it's really made everything understandable. Everything that I could not understand about my family, my kids, my ex-wives, when I look at it through the 5 souls now, I can be at peace. I can be a happy Taoist now that I understand that. It helps me put everything in perspective. Hey, 8 minutes here. Daily Taoist getting out of here. Did I read it at the end of it, what we were supposed to read? I think I did. The underlying truths, everything being abstract, and people can then control how you think and leave you in ignorance even though you don't know it. So watch out for slogans. I was anti-slogan for years, and then I came to realize, well, we all think in slogans. So how can I use slogans to be more positive? So you'll see me kind of use them to some extent, but I'm actually anti-slogan. And there's a reason for that, and I want to get out of here before the 10-minute mark. And the reason for not being slogans is because they stop your thinking. In other words, as soon as I said, yeah, but that's good enough, then conversations end. So be careful. Slogans end conversations, or it's better than that. Something like that. Those are slogans, but they end the conversation. So be real careful. We all use them all the time. I've been trying to get them out of my life because they end conversations and they end your thinking. They end your thinking process. All right. The Daily Taoist getting out of here saying, my slogan is to end all slogans. No, just use them appropriately and know when you're using them.